Tower defense games are one of a kind. They're often overlooked and nowadays they aren't very popular. Sometimes we get new games that use this good old gameplay system where we defend our base, but not quite in the style of the old titles. When I was a kid, there were a lot of great tower defense games online like Kingdom Rush and Congregate or some other titles on Polish websites. Now there aren't many great games left, but indie developers are really trying to rise to the challenge, and now from time to time we got something really good. That's why I decided to make a video to show you some great games you probably missed or already know about. We will see. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date, and write me a comment about your favorite tower defense games. First on our list is Frontline Crisis, a game where we pilot a powerful mech and make crucial strategic decisions to defend ourselves from hordes of alien insects. We will defend humanity's last sanctum and progress through levels, each ending with a unique boss fight. Defeating the boss will unlock new items and expand our build options. This is your typical, very simplified tower defense game that looks really amazing. Shire is a great and very fresh game. What's unique about this game is the perspective and the idea. We will play with toys, really, little soldier figurines, towers and other stuff on the ground, desk or whatever surface indicates that we are currently having fun. We received new toys from our family after all. They are great, but our old toys are not happy. They are old and forgotten, and they have teamed up to launch an assault on our new toys. So be ready and prepare for a great war. This game is really fresh and still in early access, so a lot may change, but the whole idea, graphics and gameplay look really amazing. Dungeon Warfare is a challenging tower defense game where you become a dungeon lord, defending your dungeon against greedy adventurers. Yes, we've heard about something like this before. We defend our dungeons, clear them of pesky invaders, and for all of that hard work we gain access to more powerful traps and utilities. There are lots of traps to use, passive upgrades, over 40 handcrafted levels and endless mode, and much more. This is one of the best pure tower defense games. It's easy to understand but surprisingly deep in many aspects. It's tricky and you actually have to think about where to place your tiles. So if you like a simple and classic approach but with some challenge, go ahead and try this out. This one is not your lazy tower defense game. This is your old Warcraft tower defense mod type of game. You will use and combine 6 elements to create 59 unique towers. Tailor, change, create and maximize your defense by picking the right elements to counter the incoming waves. Each element has its own strengths and weaknesses, so you have to think carefully to pick and upgrade the right path. Your experience will be put to the test with 28 missions, unique maps, enemies and bosses. This game is, let's say, a love letter to old Warcraft tower defense maps, so if you want something challenging with a bit of nostalgia, then go ahead. Once again our first title. This one is interesting as it lets you create your very own maze. Yes, you will use various shapes to design your maze before the battle begins. You will use block cards in your hand and carefully plan the path. But be careful, your blocks are limited. You can't just place them all or block a path. You have to think and make the monsters take a longer route. You can add different runes to your blocks and enhance your towers, block the way to your towers, discover new types of towers, and collect new ones along with new cards, power relics, and so on. You will choose your character and fire source before the start and explore the huge, ever-changing world with unique maps. This game is really great, so give it a try. An epic, challenging tower defense game with an emphasis on strategy and replayability. GemCraft at first sight looks a bit like an engine that lets you create D&D maps, but don't be fooled. It is a very classical experience. I can even say that this looks like the pure Flash game from my childhood, really. In this title you will use magical gems that you will craft and combine, placing them on top of towers to create powerful weapons. Create traps that poison or slow, discover powerful artifacts and unlock new abilities, and stand alone against the Forgotten, a seemingly unkillable archdemon whose endless armies threaten to swallow the world. This game is packed with levels, achievements, passive skills and many more. So if you're looking for some nostalgic gameplay, I think you will have a lot of fun playing this one. Now let's go back a bit to your typical automated factory builders, and if you are interested in more games like this, then check out one of my previous videos. Mindustry is a simple factory building game but with a twist. It incorporates tower defense and RTS mechanics. That's why I thought this one might be really interesting for you guys. Instead of just growing your factory and gathering materials, you will use production chains, conveyor belts and other systems to transport ammunition to your turrets and produce materials for building. You will also transport various liquids like water to fight fires or combat enemies. Yes, you have to constantly defend your structures from waves of enemies. It's a tower defense, after all. It's a mix of familiar tower defense mechanics with factory building, so not only do you get the factory building theme, but you also get action-packed tower defense gameplay. It's really fun, trust me. And now we have something truly unique. I was really wondering if I should put this game on the list, but I think it deserves a spot. This is a tower defense game where you defend your castle from hordes of invaders each night, but it is not a typical Kingdom Rush type of game. It's more like the Billions or The Last Spell, which I also wanted to include in the list, but I decided to separate them and make another video in the future. You will use various hack and slash gameplay mechanics to defend your base. You will actively take part in battles and defend your walls. When the night ends, you will build your castle, explore the surrounding area and prepare for the next assault. You have to maintain a good balance between economy and defense. This game is something different, but still has the spirit of tower defense games, so I will leave the decision to you. Will you try it out? And now for number 2, a classic. Kingdom Rush is a game that almost everyone knows. If you haven't played it on Congregate, then you've probably played it on your smartphone. If not, then well, you will see what it looks like right now. This is your very typical tower defense game with a path for enemies and a place for your buildings. You will place various types of towers along the way, some with magic, some with classic archers and some with soldiers. Then you have to defend yourself. If you're successful, you will have the resources to upgrade your towers further and make them even stronger. Kinda simple, right? There are lots of maps, upgrades, enemies, bosses and towers to choose from. You can even choose your hero or use abilities like Meteor to help your troops in battle. There are also a lot of other campaigns and different Kingdom Rush games, so yeah, you have a lot to choose from. I recommend trying your journey with the first classic Kingdom Rush, this one, because this game is great, so if you haven't yet, try it, you will have fun. And before we jump to game number 1, I would like to show you some honorable mentions. And last but not least, Bloons Tower Defense 6. This is your typical tower defense game, but your enemies are different types of balloons. Yes, balloons. With 23 powerful monkey towers, paragons and heroes, you will fend off hordes of invading balloons. There are over 70 handcrafted maps, a lot of upgrade quests and campaigns to play. This game is good, really good. The only problem is that there are microtransactions in the game, which for a buy-to-play game is not ideal, but yeah, it's up to you whether you see this as a problem or not. Anyways, it's one of the most interesting and popular games on the list, so go ahead and give it a try. And that's everything for today. I really hope you liked the video and found some great new games to play. I would love to hear what your favorite game from the list is. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with great new indie games and new releases. And thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.